Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Okay, it seems I have no choice. I'll be going live soon. Okay, I keep you guys posted. It has been quite some time I've been contemplating. However, due to me being busy and I have other things that I'm doing in my real life, it has taken up so much of my time. I don't even have time often to sit and enjoy a meal. That's how hectic it has been. However, I will be going live soon. I have no choice. I'm just trying to get some things in place and make space and time available where I can also be consistent with it. I spoke in a video, the second to last video I did, and it captioned Vibes Cartel being banned from Barbados, and I incorporated foota hype argument of saying that artists should not be able to sell out concerts solely because they have been released from a lengthy prison time. And, I echo the same sentiments, even though I keep speaking on him saying things for his own selfish benefits. And I'm going to explain what I mean by you having a cause, but you're doing it for your own selfish benefits. Now we've seen wherein Alkaline have sold out his New Rules festival that was held in the UK. There was Roger Wild also from Jamaica was in concert, and another artist, I don't quite remember. Oh God, forgive me. There was Roger Wild and someone else. That was there, another Jamaican artist. There were quite a few persons, but the main person who was, the soul head of the show that it was promoted around was Alkaline, because it's in fact his concert. Now it did well, it sold out. He received a jersey as a gift, and he was awarded a plaque also for selling out the concert, and that is a beautiful look. And that's what we were talking about, or I was alluding to, the fact that artists should be able to do well from the get-go, stay away from a life of crime, and also excel selling out concerts without having to have a negative moniker behind them and having this thuggery emblem that they're pushing, that they're promoting, or that they are actually or were a part of. And that is what spearhead them having a name for themselves. And this is what I like. This is what the Black community needs, whether they believe it or not. That is what the Black community need. I was watching an interview recently, and there was a man on it, and he was asking the same question: why can't we as Black people, why can't we get leaders the same as the white community, who have some very upstanding people that has absolutely nothing to do with entertainment, has nothing to do with religion, but these people are upstanding people in society, whether it be through their career path, whether it be through philanthropy, or whether it be through just being a motivational speaker, you understand me, or whether it be through animal rights or animal lover, you understand me, people who are wholesome, people who are life coaches. We need these people on the forefront in the Black community, and they, without them being a lobbyist, mean they're champion for personal agenda, personal gain, ulterior motives, and stuff like that. And this is what we have been speaking on, because sometimes you will see me jump in and out of pronouns when I say I or we, because more times I'm speaking about myself in particular, and other time I'm speaking on behalf of other persons who echo the same sentiments as I do. Okay, so we have been questioning it. Why can't we have that? And I keep on letting them know, which they don't seem to get at times, that unfortunately children who are descendants of enslaved people it's like it's a programming that's there, and you have to fight to get it out, because they enjoy seeing the negative stereotype of themselves. Remember, like I always speak on history, they put these things out so that the world could believe, and so Black people would believe that these are the representation of ourselves, and these are the only representation that should be in the media. So it matters not what you excel in, your character should be one of these negative stereotypes. And I'm saying that we should fight away and move away from that. We don't have to be a product of our environment, no matter how negative it is. We can fight to be a positive reflection of our own self, channel a higher vibration, a brighter frequency. We need these type of things in the Black community. And so when I speak on these things, there are people, fortunately, that shares the same sentiments. However, they will go back to their negative lifestyle and their negative belief factor and share it with others just the same. So it's an all day, everyday struggle and a fight, but you can overcome it. Now, when I look at it, and I was speaking on the situation with Foota Hype, and I said that his argument hold merit. However, when he speaks, it's often for his own selfish benefit. Here lies Alkaline, who sold out this new rule festival. Did you hear Foota Hype speak on it? Did you hear him commend Alkaline? Did you hear him commend him for a great performance? Did you hear him say, oh, he's a great artist? He wasn't a part of the stereotype of being incarcerated, of being a thug, of being a shot caller, of being a gangster promoter or anything like that. Yet he was able to do it. No, you don't hear him speak on it. You know why? Because he has had past negative experience with Alkaline and what Alkaline had said about him, and that was so many years ago, and he's still holding a mean grudge. So while he will speak on Vibes Cartel and saying that a man, or Buju Banton, and saying that a man should not have to go to prison for a lengthy time and come out in order to sell out a concert or a show, and I echoed the same sentiment and I support his argument. On the other hand, right around the corner, just a few days later, is Alkaline, who sold out the UK concert and he spoke nothing of it. He's just reveling in the beef or the squabble that him and Spice, him and Vibes Cartel, who is not answering him, are having. You understand? And this is what I say. When people do these type of things, they're doing it for their own selfish benefit. His ulterior motive is to what? To expose other persons. That's what he wants. To expose them and give them a negative light. Give people a negative light the same way how they shine a negative light on him based on his opinions that, oftentimes are brutal. There are truth to it. I will admit that. You understand? But at the same time, he overdo a lot of things. Things need to be done in structure. You understand? And there needs to be a pattern and demure behind it and know how to conduct yourself. But oftentimes, he will go off and he will just say things in the most vulgar manner about people, and oftentimes it creates an offense. You understand? And it's not just because you are homophobic or you're anti-gay, it's also the tone in which you use. I spoke about him and his rough, rugged background, and oftentimes people do not want to come out or alleviate or expel themselves from the situation that in which they were brought up in, and believe that there's a positive and a brighter space. Just the way how you change your lifestyle, you can also change the way how you communicate. Some people simply do not believe in that. You understand? And that's what they will go by, whatever it is that they were raised in. It's like taking the pig out of the mud, but you can't get the lifestyle from the pig. It will still be a pig. It will still desire the mud. You understand? Not to say that he's a pig or he's from the mud. He's from an environment that is very hostile. And so when you deliver your information to people, it will create an offense based on the tone in which you use. I can say the worst thing about somebody, but probably the metaphors that I use, probably euphemism, makes it a little bit milder. So it's not interpreted as an insult. You understand? And so this is what we're talking about. And this is why people often say that the things that Foota Hype speaks on may hold truth, but they don't like him based on how he delivers his message. You cannot be complaining about something and here lies a solution, or here lies the evidence of what you're speaking against before your very eyes, but you refuse to acknowledge it simply because you insist on wanting to get that negative point across. So you complain about artists like Buju and Vibes Cartel selling out concerts only because they did a lengthy prison time, you understand? And this is what happened. Yes, people are only in for the moment and the high fever. So that's why their concerts were sold out. Yet Alkaline did not spend any time in prison whatsoever, never been tried and convicted in a court of law. And he was able to sold out the UK, but you speak nothing of it because you have an ill feeling towards Alkaline. So it makes you a hypocrite. You're not a man of your word. You understand me? You say things and you're not looking for the answer or the evidence to counter your argument. You will still hold on to something because there's a grudge. So when you speak and you speak truth in your argument, you are only saying it for who? For yourself. You're not saying it to prove a point that actually makes sense. Because if an artist can come out a few days later and do exactly what you thought they could not have done and you refuse to acknowledge it, it's saying a lot about you. That you don't want a solution, you don't want a better for the Black community. You want to stay in the position where you can be a great complainer and a great highlighter of negative things. You understand? And that's just what it is. I will not delve too much into it because I know that Alkaline did great. The concert sold out. You understand? I think Beanie Man has his one also. And he, is pushing for it to be sold out. That sticks out. He's always saying that dancehall music is the biggest genre out there because it's selling more and they don't want this. They don't want that to be seen. They don't want that. Listen. Almost every genre out there have their market. So for Latin music have its Latin market. You understand? Pop music have its pop market. They have their market. Afrobeat, the same thing. Dancehall music does not have its dancehall market, which is from Jamaica. Jamaicans do not buy music like that. You understand me? And if so, it means that you're relying heavily on another country and another market in order for them to support your music. You might want to traverse carefully and know what you're speaking of. Be respectful. You cannot be using this overly aggressive temperament each time to defend dancehall music and also to tear down other genre in order to put it out. Remember, dancehall music is sold in other market, European market, all sorts of market out there, American market. People also respect their own genre, not because they support yours. They respect their market. They respect their genre of music that develop in their country. You want to show some sort of respect to people who are supporting dancehall music and not just use an overly aggressive tone, a tone that is abrupt, that is disrespectful to other artists out there who are from their genre, because you are being invited in their house to sell your product. So you have to be careful. I am not saying that you shouldn't stick to your message. This is not about the message. This is what you are reporting and the things that you are saying. Like I said, it will leave room for one to take it as offensive because the tone in which you use is very disrespectful and it's not sitting well with a lot of people. So if you're going over to another room to sell products and it's not in your room, it's being sold, you have to respect the person's room that you're selling your product in. You can't say, okay, mine is bigger than yours, mine is better than yours, and I'm doing this and it's corruption and it's a lot of things out there and it's so bigger and better than yours. And at the same time, you want that room to open space for you to always sell your product. You understand me? Just so you can gloat, not showing any form of appreciation or respect to people. And that's what people are finding when it comes. That's why the Afrobeat is more welcoming. You understand? Because the artists are more respectful. You understand me? When I was a little girl, my mother always say, manners bring you through the world. Manners bring you through the world. You can have so much money and people simply do not want your business. I've spoken about this so many times. It's not money that takes you through the world, because there are lots of people with money who cannot go just about anywhere that they please. They need permission and permission denied because they do not respect themselves, and so they're not planning to respect anybody. And people don't forget. So you will not be welcome in their country. You will not be welcome in their establishment to transact business. They don't want your business. So if you are selling the music, you may helping to make things, foota is helping to make things look rather bad on other artists or for the artists out there, because they're doing their thing and they're respecting other people's space and culture and their genre. But at the same time, here lies a vlogger with a voice, and he's saying things that are harsh also, that is often disrespectful, and the fans or the people who support the artists too in the comment section sometimes are very disrespectful. I think it was even Bounty Killer had made some remarks about Jay-Z not selling out this, and you have to fact check and do your research, because it's actually highlighting the stupidity of a lot of Jamaicans when you guys speak. You understand? Jay-Z is a Brooklyn native. At what point in what world of which planet would they go and bypass Jay-Z to support a Vybz Kartel, and he haven't caught any charger on the same, negative wave as a P. Diddy? You understand? You have to be careful of the things that you guys are saying. You can't just be flippant at the mouth and be saying things simply because it sounds good to you. You understand me? Fact check. Do your research. Didn't Jay-Z sell 8 shows? Sold out 8 shows, 8 nights? Consistently? Come on. I've seen the comments on Facebook and I'm like, what the hell is happening? Guys, you have to be careful. You're an invited guest into people's country. You have to be careful of the things that you are putting out there. And not just be blatant just because it seems as if the people want to support dancehall or want to support the Vybz Kartel or the Spice. You guys just believe in tearing down other artists in order to celebrate yours. Why are you people so nasty? You always believe that you must tear down another artist, tear down other people's genre in order to put yours up. There's absolutely nothing wrong with celebrating your artist. Why do you believe that you must always make someone else look bad in order to make your artist or who you like look good? That kind of mentality need to be rubbished. It need to be made redundant. You need to put away certain things. I think it's somewhere in the Bible that says when you're a child, you speak like a child, you act like a child, you reason like a child. When you become a man, you put away childish behavior. And it's so sad. I cannot have a decent conversation with someone when it comes to dancehall music, and it's not Vybz Kartel worshipping, and it's men. Men are the one in society who are so overly aggressive. They're brutal. They're even violent towards women when it comes to defending Vybz Kartel. This is crazy. You can't say anything. You can't have your personal opinion unless it's in worshipping of Vybz Kartel. You guys need to respect that there are other artists who exist on the island and people are going to support them, whether you like it or not. And I do not have to support who you like. And persons are within their right as to who they want to support. Not every argument, because someone disagrees with you, it means that they are disrespecting the person. Intelligence comes with listening. It comes with understanding. It comes with proper interpretation. It comes with emotional intelligence, how you process things. It comes with what? Responding rather than reacting. And it is so sad we have come this far in 2025 and you have to be speaking. And the reason I say this and I'm targeting men, it's because men are the ones who are behaving this way on social media. If you go and you have any topic about Vybz Kartel, I guarantee 99% of the comments are from men. And they're the one who are emotionally crazy and disrespecting just about anybody in the comment section. It is crazy. It's not just showing your love or weird energy when it comes to the artist. It's showing you have weird energy overall as men. And men in coat. Men in heavy coat. Because something is not right. Something is simply not right. You understand me? And we want to move away from that. We want to find an avenue. So I will start going live soon, and I'm going to make my environment wholesome and healthy, and for people who can support me, people can donate or contribute to my channel. And it's not for everybody. I always say this. I said it over the Devil Advocate channel. I'm saying this over here. My channel is not for everybody. It's people who are deep thinkers. It's people who can come out of the matrix and people who can think for themselves, independent in thought, independent in deed, and at the same time, very respectful. You understand? So it's simply not for everybody. So if you're going to come with your negative energy, not necessarily, because negative and positive, there has to be a balance. But if you're going to come and then you want to be outright disrespectful to just about everybody simply because people disagree with you, then you're simply not welcome. You understand me? I'm not about quantity. I'm about quality, because quality lasts. You understand me? Quantity can be bought. Quantity is temporary. I could easily pay YouTube to promote my channel if I wanted to. I could easily pay anywhere to promote my channel and get a whole lot of views, a whole lot of things. But would it be quality, people? You understand me? Quantity does not create much room for permanence. It doesn't create much room for permanence. Quality does, because quality in its purest form, left as is, eventually you will see it working out for itself. You understand me? So I'm not necessarily worried about it. Case in point, there was, who remember Pterodon? Pterodon was doing so well at the time. Pterodon is known as a Vibes Cartel vlogger. And he was one of them who was on. And over time, people always caution him and always talk about him and saying that, Pterodon, you cannot be supporting your artists through tearing down other artists. You can't be doing that. And they spoke about it several times and saying that he should stop. If you are promoting Vibes Cartel, promote your artist, but do not promote him at the expense of another artist's reputation, character, craft, talent. And he would not listen. And so there lies this channel. It's not gaining the traction that it used to. You understand? It's simply not. It's simply not. And a lot of these vloggers were buying views. A lot of these vloggers were, you know, they were doing their own promotion and doing a lot of things because they were out there. So I won't take that from them. But it wasn't quality. And that's the thing. When you have quantity, it goes anywhere. But at the end of the day, you need some sort of substance to it for it to have something lasting. And, you know, I don't know everything, but whatever it is that I know, I try my best to know it well. You understand? So that's just my 2 cents that I want to add to the situation when it comes to the entire argument of artists. I'm sorry, guys. I have a terrible flu. That's just my 2 cents I want to add when it comes to the argument of artists should not be ex-con in order for them to have a sold-out concert in one of those big arenas or stadium. You understand? And it was proven. It was proven through Alkaline, and it's a great look. And we are proud. We are proud. We are proud. You have to acknowledge a change. You have to acknowledge a change and give it the same tone, give it the same platform, give it the same highlight. We have to acknowledge it when we see it. We can't pretend as if it's not there, it never happened. You can't try to dim history. You can't speak and complain about something and then, 10, 20 years later, you're going to say it never happened because you are trying to write history your own way. I mean, it's just like the pharaohs back then. You know, there could have been many people who were great, just as them. But because people try to write history and make history solely about a particular person all day, every day, so it diminishes the great workings of other persons. And it takes other people who come up, who did their own personal research to remind the world that these other folks from said place, given time and space, also exist. And here were their great work. So we can't actually believe that there is no balance. There is balance. We live in a simulation. Yeah. You know, it's what you digest is what you're giving. You are programmed to think and behave. That's why I always say people have to get out of the matrix. People have to learn to think for themselves. Money isn't everything. It is man-made. It is man-made. And money is fighting hard to last as long as man. You understand me? Money is fighting very hard to last as long as man. And guys, if you believe for a good minute that money isn't all, remember, it's just a sad situation. But you know, we'll get into it one day because I don't wanna. I'm just having an open kind of moment right now, doing a lot of things while talking. So I'm just saying some things. But when I get on my live, I will dive right into it and get into fine details of what I'm about, And yeah, happy Good Friday to you all. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.